Gonna be rebranding our channel to get more originality.
Well, you're rebranding your channel.
I'm
My
rebranding
channel is fine.
Your
Yeah.
channel's fine. My channel is it's in an odd state where I can't log in on the computer and it says I'm banned, but I'm able to access the account. I don't know. It's weird. So I'm gonna rebrand my channel, put all of my past uploads onto the new channel. Now today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday. Wednesday the 24th, I believe. Anyways, today's topics, we have quite a few to go through. The first one we want to address, and we'll go through each topic one by one. We're not going to make a list because it might not be
I want to go through just a few topics today. I want to talk about.
guaranteed.
Yeah, I want to talk about PlayStation Showcase.
Nah, that shit was so
Yeah,
disappointing.
it was pretty bad. It was disappointing. Like a lot of the games were like 2D, small budget indie games and third party games, and not a lot of exclusives. It kind of got saved by Insomniac Games when they showed Spider-Man 2 and how you're going to fight with Miles Morales and the symbiote and dealing with Kraven and the lizards there and all that stuff. So all that was great, and seeing the gameplay mechanics and all that looks really great. It looks a lot of fun. So Insomniac Games kind of saved the showcase, but other than that, there wasn't a whole lot. Like Bungie announced a new game called Marathon that doesn't look great. There was no Bloodborne announcement. No
There
Naughty
was
Dog.
No ports to PC for Bloodborne.
No ports for PC for
There was
Bloodborne.
no new expansion
No
for
new,
Bloodborne.
no nothing new with Bloodborne, and there was nothing new with Naughty Dog. And so overall, the showcase was disappointing as a showcase. As a state of play, if they called it a state of play, it would have been okay. But as a showcase, it was really disappointing. There wasn't anything new.
So one of the things we're gonna address first is the showcase. It felt very underwhelming.
Yeah.
The only actual news of an announcement was PlayStation Q, the handheld crap that they came out with. That was the only interesting thing to actually discuss. Even then, what's being said now is that you got to be near a PS5 to play it. So it's like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, and it's like, I'm fine with Bloodborne not getting announced because all that was just leaks. Nothing was ever confirmed by Sony. There was nothing big coming with that. I mean, people have been talking about a Bloodborne remake or PC since 2019, 2018, and it's just not happening.
Unless Miyazaki himself says we're working on something,
Yeah, unless
and
it's-
has some kind of
unless
reference to Bloodborne, I would not believe anything
unless it
that
comes
comes
from
out the
Sony.
internet.
Unless it comes from Sony
No.
or Bluepoint or because Sony owns Bloodborne. Sony that's their IP. So if it comes from Sony and they make the announcement, then fine, I'll believe it. But it's like, yeah, it was overall the showcase was disappointing. But yeah, Spider-Man looked good and Metal Gear Solid 3 looks great, the remake. But I hope Konami doesn't mess anything up and drift away from Kojima's vision. But on the plus side, the first three Metal Gear Solid games, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, are coming to PlayStation 5 later on this year. So if the remake is not great, we still got the original Metal Gear Solid 3 by Hideo Kojima, which will still be great. So, if you can't get one thing, you got the other.
Well, in terms of a lot of PlayStation fans, graphics need all the importance. It's not that it's an outdated game. It's the graphics. We're in 2023. Graphics. I don't understand that concept, but I do want to state that everything that was announced at the PlayStation Showcase or the whatever PlayStation event,
Sorry. There we
let's
go.
fix that phone real quick. Anyway, there we go. Anyway, the games that were announced by Sony themselves felt very lackluster.
And it was like, and I don't understand.
A lot of multi-plat games were announced.
And I don't
multi-platforms. Like,
yeah.
oh, we're gonna announce all these games on the PlayStation. By the way, a lot of these games are also gonna be on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, they announced Ubisoft Mirage at the PlayStation showcase, the Assassin's Creed Mirage for Ubisoft, and I'm like, that game is also coming to the Xbox. It's not just a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and so, I didn't understand that shit at all. I thought that was
You got played.
yeah, I thought
Lying,
that.
crying, saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I thought Ubisoft would announce all that at their Ubisoft panel at Summer Game Fest. So I think the Summer Game Fest is going to be a lot better because you're going to get news on Cyberpunk, you're going to get news on Elden Ring, Bandai Namco, From Software, Miyazaki. We might get something on Armored Core 6. And
So,
we're going to probably get something from Naughty Dog because Sony's going to be there too. So I feel like they made such a big deal out of Sony's showcase, but I think a lot of their big stuff is going to be at Summer Games Fest in 2 weeks.
it's like, Sony's like, oh, we got all these big announcements. You look at it and it's thinking, graphically they look nice, but I'm not impressed. I mean, let's be realistic. For the FGC, nothing about Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, nothing.
Yeah.
So that's lacking.
We got Street Fighter 6. That was more of that.
There's more of that, but
You know, the release date's in like a week. It's supposed to be dropping next week. So
yeah, they released a beta not too long ago. It was an open. I don't know if it was an open beta or if it was a code beta where it was open.
Yeah, but it was no big surprises.
Oh,
It was
wow.
like,
I'm not even recording.
oh shit, he wasn't even recording the whole time.
I wasn't even recording.
That's funny. Well, at
Yeah.
least I'm recording. But so you know, it was just weird. It was like there was no big surprises. It was like this is our showcase. This is what we're going to show, and there it is. No surprises.
Okay, so because of the fact that I only come to the realization that this was not recording the whole time, this is Techimon, formerly Techimon. Now it's Steve.
Brian
Stoltz
J's Nerd Talk.
Brian J's Nerd Talk beside me. We're talking about the PlayStation game event that came out, about what they were announcing and everything, and it is lackluster in many ways. There was some elements to Street Fighter. Nothing really amazing was mind-breaking or groundbreaking. A lot of multi-plat games were announced. Those are also games coming to GameSpot's Game Pass. And Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3 Remake. That's about it. Anyway, we're up to date.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all. So hopefully Summer Games Fest will be better in 2 weeks. And that's the same week as the Xbox Direct and Starfield Direct, June 11th. So, you know, I would assume that will be a lot better than what Sony did today. And maybe Sony has something up their sleeve for Summer Game Fest. Naughty Dog doesn't want to announce any games ahead of time because they want to avoid crunch. So they want to announce games that are closer to release than not being close to release. So that's probably it.
To be honest, I don't think Naughty Games has anything to really announce.
Well, they did. They have
other than The Last of Us multiplayer, but other than that, I don't.
Yeah, they got The Last of Us. They got The Last of Us Part 3. They got The Last of Us, Last of Us Part 2 Director's Cut. So there's a lot of games that they're working on, plus a new Uncharted game. So they're working on a lot of stuff. It's just they want to announce it when it's close to release to avoid crunch.
So mind you, that basically means that everything that we just mentioned of Naughty Dog titles, franchises, those most likely are not ready for an announcement unless they want to enter crunch.
Yeah. So probably The Last of Us Factions game will probably. There'll be more information about later on this year. Maybe at the Game Awards. Probably at the Game Awards.
I would say they'll touch up on it. They'll say some things, and that'll.
Yeah.
Here's a trailer. Suit your hunger. Satiate your appetite for anything Last of Us related. Now go away while we work.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to Pearl Abyss, Crimson Desert getting announced in 2 weeks. That should be cool too.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the Summer Game Awards, I want to mention that June 11th is when Xbox is having a Summer Game Showcase. And then there's the
Starfield
Direct, is it?
Yeah, Starfield Direct, yeah.
Yes. So then, and hopefully then, for a lot of Xbox fans, gamers and members of the Xbox ecosystem, they'll show games that are going to be released soon. And hopefully that are in development as well, that are near release. And with the Starfield Direct, hopefully we'll learn more about Starfield and what is to entail, what the graphics are, what's going to come out, what its processing power is, what exciting new features are in the game as compared to Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls series. So we have a lot to look forward to. Why do my guys look crooked? They're not.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, and also Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, which looks really good. That's going to be like a big time DLC.
Yeah, so
big story expansion. That's what it's going to be.
When it comes to Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, it's exciting because, well, there's going to be a new area of story. As to how long it'll be, CDPR will hopefully reveal more.
Yeah, there's going to be the whole the arena, that whole stadium. It's going to have a whole story based on that. It's going to be a whole location with a whole new story, a whole story expansion, and Elden Ring is going to announce its story expansion as well, which I'm looking forward to playing. So
I'm excited for a few reasons. One, with Summer Games Fest coming up, and then the Xbox Summer Showcase with Starfield Direct. There's a lot to look forward to. Now that's on games in general. On the Xbox front, hopefully they announce some actual crap other than we're gonna get Warface 2, and that's a multi-platform game. It's like, what's the point of this Xbox Series X then?
Right.
Anyways, I don't want to delve too much on Microsoft because of what's going on. However, I do want to mention that regarding the the Xbox Activision Blizzard King merger deal, the only country so far to stand against it is the United Kingdom, the CMA, and they're being grilled, and when I say grilled, I mean they're being held to the flames of, well, everyone in Parliament wishes to know why you've come to such a conclusion.
Well, America still has to vote on it. It's not expected to pass. It did pass with the FTC. It passed it in something else in the UK as well, but it didn't pass with the CMA. So
right now,
we got waiting on America. We're waiting on another country.
China already gave
the okay. I think Japan did. I don't know.
Japan did too.
Japan did too. Yeah. So.
What is it? The EU. The EU said, "Hey, listen. We just want to make sure that everyone that can do cloud streaming has a right to all these games in the libraries." Microsoft said, "Sure." So that was I want to say easy. That was a fair enough concession which they made with the EU. It passed. Africa has allowed it to pass. Brazil, New Zealand, was it?
Yeah, probably.
China, Japan. Anyway, so basically, 28 countries have allowed it to pass. I can't remember the 28 countries off the top of my head, but 28 countries said it passes, green light, go, it's good. Only one so far is the CMA to say, we don't see any good coming out of this. And meanwhile, they now created a very negative image for the UK being closed for business. So, UK gamers that have Xbox and that are looking forward to anything on the PC, send in your letters to the CMA, send in your letters to Parliament to have the CMA revoked or have the members disbarred or whatever your process is over there. Speak with your leaders, voice your concerns, all that. And right now, the FTC is looking like it may be a very huge blunder for the FTC under whatever her name is, Kamala Khan, something Khan's, the girl that's in charge of the FTC. It looks like she's going to have a very big blunder, a loss with the court.
It looks like the whole merger might not go through until early next year, but yeah, it's just been delayed. So the merger, if it wasn't for the CMA and other things, the merger probably would have gone through by August. So, yeah.
So regarding the CMA, there is the ability to appeal for Microsoft and Xbox. That is something that they are looking forward to. They hired the Queen's lawyer.
Microsoft has to convince them that they're not cornering the market on cloud gaming, even though they're cornering the market on cloud gaming. Like everything they have in cloud gaming, it's mostly just them. They would have had an argument if Google didn't shut down Stadia, but since Stadia is shut down, Xbox is the ultimate in cloud gaming. And let's say hypothetically in 20 years, if we're all playing video games through the cloud, Microsoft is going to own all of that. They're going to have all that. So, the CMA actually had real grounds to object, but we'll see. Microsoft now has to convince the whole world that they're not going to control cloud gaming in the next 10 or 20 years and that it's going to be like a freedom, it's going to be a democracy or something, But they got to convince everybody, so it's going to be a long road.
Remember, democracy died to the sound of thunderous applause.
Yeah, certainly the Microsoft owning cloud gaming.
I don't see Microsoft.
They're the only competitor. But PlayStation, Sony could get into it, but
they have no desire.
But it's like they have more subscribers on PlayStation Plus, but Sony isn't focused on online, like streaming service gaming stuff. But because the only thing they have is just their exclusive that they mostly put out, and that's fine.
The exclusives that Sony has that they've put out,
they're not completely switched over to digital.
Have been funded by the sales of Call of Duty games.
Yeah, but
that's in the words of Jim Ryan himself.
Yeah, but
you want to quote me on that? Go look it up on the internet.
The funny thing is that they're not going full digital yet, and so cloud gaming is not their thing. They're not even in really that market like they could be because they're still selling physical digital copies and just focusing on their exclusives and on their IPs.
I've noticed they're selling more digital than physical.
Yeah, but they're focusing more on their IPs and more on their exclusives than focusing on anything else. So
it's an interesting take because in one hand you have the argument that Microsoft is basically the incentivizer to cloud gaming that can create the competition. On the other, you have the argument, as Brian J. had pointed out, that at any point in time, Xbox could close the market, raise prices, and say, to game or not to game, if you wish to play, stream with us. Pay 30 more months. I don't know. Just
yeah,
that's the idea. That's
about
current
it.
situation.
Yeah.
Now, moving on forward in regards to Street Fighter 6, some more information was revealed. It releases in about a week. I need to find the money to pre-order it. Though I don't know if I want to get back to Street Fighter because I was never really able to get into it until way too late. So, and the words of the Street Fighter the words of the fighting community, you're scrub. Yes, I am. I am very much scrub. I can hold my own in Smash. I can do okay in Tekken. I can do pretty well with Mortal Kombat. But Street Fighter, Soul Calibur is another one I should mention. I'm alright. But Street Fighter has a lot of promise, has a lot of potential, and Capcom is kind of an interesting route where we get to create our own character who learns based off of the original OGs.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a lot of fun.
And one more thing I want to say before I got to get out of here. I want to point out that Arcane Season 2 will not be premiering this year. They got to take more of their time on it. And it will most likely premiere in November of 2024 because they were waiting for it to be a success on Netflix. They just weren't expecting to be that successful before they really went to work on Season 2. So it's going to take a while.
Now, I just want to mention regarding Arcane, the MMO that is supposedly currently in development
Won't be ready until 2028.
Well, they have a target release date for 2024, but 2028 sounds more plausible.
Yeah.
More likely too. Consider the fact that they're gonna cover up a lot more story, more lore, delve into the characters, create missions, romances, all those classes, and moving on forward.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Anyways, I gotta get out of here, but this has been great.
We're ready. We're heading on 20 minutes yet.
Yeah, I know. I got to get out of here, and it's good seeing you again. But we'll do a show next week. Hopefully a longer show next Wednesday.
Hopefully a longer show. Yes.
Good night. It's Brian J. Nerd Talk.
I want to mention before Brian goes. This is Steve's Thoughts and Nerd Talk, formerly Tegimon. I'm rebranding because of difficulties with YouTube.
Okay, great.
I will post another lengthy video at a later date. If not, and I will also be uploading older videos onto the channel. Now, whether they are something you like, they are fascinating when you wish for me or us to delve into further, please leave a like and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is Steve.
Same here.
Nerd Talks. This is Brian Chase Nerd Talk.
Yep.
Thank you and have
See y'all
a good
later.
night.